Hello Mzansi, welcome to Rise News where we share our top stories of the week as we work towards building a safe, united, prosperous and equal South Africa in one generation. This week, our national leader Songezo Zibi, together with youth and student chapters convener Lawrence Manaka, visited Alexandra Township for a community meeting. Community members brought forward some of the most pressing issues they face, including housing, healthcare, drug abuse and unemployment. The issues have all been included in the People's Manifesto with solutions that reflect the voices and the will of the people.
Today we're in Alex, on our People's Manifesto tour, where we're talking to South Africans about the People's Manifesto, but also getting a specific mandate from people about what Rise Mzansi's elected representatives must go and fight for in the legislature, must go and fight for in parliament, that must continue to organize the community to agitate for, because some of these issues are local issues that have to do with local government. The only thing I can say is that there is a lot of pain in our communities. There is a lot of pain in Alex. There's a lot of suffering, especially young people. And I'm now convinced more than ever that our decision to follow the guidance of people, to center the well-being of every person, of every family and every community in our politics is the right one. But we need new leaders. That much is clear. We have to change the thinking. We have to change the way South Africa works politically so that we can build the South Africa we deserve.
Rise Mzansi has announced its premier candidate for the Western Cape. Accepting his nomination, Axolile Notshwala emphasized the importance of equality and unity, especially in the areas of the province that have been neglected by the incumbent ANC and the DA. Axolile is a force activist who has 15 years experience working across informal settlements and townships in the Western Cape.
We care. I care. I have cared for the last 15 years and I will continue to care. That is the reason why today I am standing in front of you as Axolile Notshwala to announce that I have accepted the nomination and the call to be the Rise Mzansi Western Cape Premier candidate.
In KwaZulu-Natal, Rise Mzansi's premier candidate Nonkululeko Hlongwane Mhlongo took part in a multi-party forum hosted by the Democracy Development Program. During the forum, Hlongwane Mhlongo responded to the concerns voiced out by the community members in the province while highlighting the solutions presented by Rise Mzansi.
Today we're here at the Garden Court, Besegwe engagement hosted by DDP, Democracy Development Program, and they were hosting a multi-party engagement. We were on a panel with other political parties, the IFP, Action SA, DA and UDM, engaging on some of our top issues. We manifesto primarily looking at job creation as well as our views around crime and amaskilzi in South Africa. It was an interesting engagement. I think the highlight for me has to be audience, the questions that they asked, the feedback, honest feedback that we got in Bona. It was also just a good crowd that has been following politics for the longest of time, but also a great balance from abantu who have never voted before and were interested to find out ukuthi ama-political parties athini, particularly ngabantu abasha nabantu besifazane.
Rise Mzansi's premier candidate in Gauteng, Vuyiswa Ramokgopa, visited Emfuleni in Sebokeng this week as part of her ongoing work to interact with the people of Gauteng, to better understand the problems they are facing in these communities. The biggest issues that these community members complained about are complete lack of water, sewage spills across the area, a lack of housing and lack of electricity. Mzansi, it is unacceptable that 30 years into our democracy, there are still communities that don't have access to basic services that are necessary to live a dignified life. And finally, non-profit organization Africa Check has fact-checked Rise Mzansi's manifesto and found that the assertions we've made are indeed accurate.
With the country gearing up for national elections in May, political parties are getting their manifestos ready. Rise Mzansi recently released theirs, and we took a look at some of the claims they made. One claim was that half of all unemployed people in the country don't have a matric. According to the latest data, 7.9 million people are unemployed, and of those, 50.1% don't have a matric, so the claim is correct. Another claim was that in South Africa, more than 4 million people live with a disability, meaning that they have difficulty with or can't perform particular activities in daily life. But an organization using data and World Health Organizations estimated it to be around 15% of the population, and Stats SA came to a very similar number, which equals 9.6 million people, much higher than Rise Mzansi had claimed. We also looked into the claim that South Africa is the most unequal country in the world. Inequality is often measured economically using the Gini index. This ranks countries with a score between 0, perfect equality, and 1, perfect inequality. The World Bank estimated South Africa scored between 0.63 or 0.67 depending on the measure. Now, this calculation isn't perfect. Some countries with high levels of inequality aren't included, but experts told us the claim is still correct, only it should be qualified by saying South Africa is the most unequal country out of the countries we have data for. Finally, Rise Mzansi also said that in South Africa, Black women are more likely to be unemployed. Whichever definition of unemployment is used, data over the last year shows that Black women do have higher unemployment rates than Black men, women of other races, or the national average. To see how their other claims stacked up, check out the full report on our website, africacheck.org.
South Africa. This means that Rise Mzansi has been able to accurately identify the issues that our country grapples with and how we can fix them. That's it for this week. Stay tuned to our social media pages, our WhatsApp channel, and our website for more news on our campaign, We Need New Leaders.